Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Chiara, and in today's video I'm going to talk about my dyslexia and my difficulty with reading. So for those of you who don't know, when I was 2 and 10 months I suffered a stroke resulting in right side hemiplegia, and I will link the full video here and down below so you can go watch it. So I have what is known as acquired dyslexia, and I acquired my dyslexia through my stroke. I don't know why I went like that. Through my stroke and through my brain damage. So how you get acquired dyslexia is through a brain injury, and mine's from my brain damage and my stroke, like I said. So I'm 24 years old and I can't read to the ability I should for my age. So for example, if I got a letter in the post, I couldn't read the letter. Well, I could pick out words and I could maybe read a couple sentences, but I couldn't read the whole letter. Now if I had it read to me, I would completely understand what it says, but I just can't read it. I can understand what it says. And the same with writing. So like if someone asked me to write a sentence, like physically write a sentence or type a sentence, I couldn't do that, but I could dictate it to them and they could write it. Now how I've kind of like overcome this in my life, now I've overcome it, I use my phone for everything. So if I wanted to send an email or a text to my friends or whether, I would use my phone. And how I do that is, so if I wanted something written, I would go on my phone and I would type a message and I would press this little icon here that's got, it looks like a talkie, like a speaky thing, I don't know what it's called, a microphone. And I would say, hi, my name is Chiara. Let's say I wanted to send that. And if I wanted it read back to me to know it says that, I would just highlight it and I would click the word speak.
Hi, my name is Chiara.
And it would read it, and that's how I would write and read something back. So like, for example, if I got an email, I would read it like that. So yeah, so that's kind of like how I manage those things. And I will do a video on assistive technology for you, and also you can do it on the computer as well. So we'll do a video for that for you very soon. So obviously if I'm out and I want something read, my friends, if I go out with my friends, they read it to me. If I'm alone and I'm buying something in a shop and I don't know what it says, it's really quite frustrating, but I will stand there and type it into like a blank text or Google, because Google like guesses it, which I love. And I'll put my headphones in and it will read it to me that way. So if I wanted something read and I didn't know what it was, to make sure I'm buying the right thing. That's how I have kind of like overcome it. And it is really frustrating. It's probably been like one of the hardest things I've had to it's been the hardest thing I've had to overcome from my disability, I would say, because it's just so hard. It's like really frustrating, like not being able to read as well as you should, because it was when I was at school, so when I was like 14, I was so embarrassed not being able to read. Like so embarrassed. Like my biggest fear in secondary school was going into a class and a teacher making me stand up and in front of class and read. That was my biggest fear. Obviously it never happened. I'm so thankful it never happened. But like, a lot of my teachers didn't know I couldn't read, and I had help throughout secondary school. I did, but if my like helpers were late because the other class ran over, and like certain teachers didn't know, like my biggest fear was that, because I was just so embarrassed by not being able to read. Now I'm not embarrassed. Like if somebody says to me, you can't read, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, like I can't read, I'm sorry, like you're gonna have to read it to me or you're gonna have to email it to me. And if people have a problem with that, I'm like, that's kind of your problem, not mine. My problem is I can't read. Like I have difficulty reading and writing. That's my problem. Your problem is that you have a problem with that, and that's so narrow-minded. Like I don't understand that. Like for example, I had a teacher in primary school that thought I was dumb because I couldn't read. And that's so narrow-minded and so old-fashioned. And it was really frustrating being told at 11 you're dumb because you can't read. Like, I was like 11 years old because it was like year 5 and 6. It was like the upper section of primary school, and it was so frustrating. Like, and even still to this day, like, it's so frustrating if someone says to me, oh, you're dumb because you can't read. Like, not very many people say that. I haven't met very many people who have said that in my life, but it's quite frustrating to be like, I'm not dumb, I just need it read to me. Like, if you read it to me, I'll completely understand it. I'm just can't read it, and that really frustrates me personally. Like, it just really frustrates me. So yeah, that's probably been like really hard, like having to deal with people like that. It's like, to me, I don't really understand why people assume everyone can read. I guess it's because you learn it in school and it's something that everyone learns. But like, not everyone learns to drive, and we don't assume everyone can drive. Not everyone learns to swim, so we don't assume everyone can swim. So why do we assume everyone can read? I just don't understand it. Maybe it's personally my thing, and I just don't understand it because and everyone learns differently and everyone learns at their own pace, so I don't understand why people assume everyone can read. And obviously, with now like technology, like I just showed you on my phone, I don't feel like I really need to, not that I don't need to learn, I just feel like there's been so much more improvement in technology, it's not a necessary thing. I mean, it is still hard because it's frustrating when I get a letter and I can't read it, like I have to like send a picture to my mum or like my friends to read it, but that's fine. It is still quite frustrating. But obviously, if I get emails, I can completely read them. So yeah, it was like one of the hardest things I've definitely had to overcome growing up. Like, it just was. If you can't read, I get it. Or if you have difficulty reading and you're watching this, like, I get it. Like, not being able to read and having difficulty reading is so hard, because it's like people always like, oh, I get it. No, you don't get it. Or like, people look at you weirdly, like, you don't get it, you don't understand. Like, nobody gets it until you can't do it, because like I said, it's something that everyone assumes everyone can do, and it's not. And that really, really to this day frustrates me, that everyone assumes everyone should be able to read. And there's different ways that people learn, and I think it's just something that we need to like be more accepting of. Not everyone can read. Like I said, not everyone can drive, not everyone can swim, not everyone can do everything, and that's fine. But I don't think there should be like this like whole like, it's not like a stigma, but this whole like, almost like weirdness about not being able to read. Like, it's completely fine. So yeah, so I think I'm going to end my video there. So if you did enjoy my little story about not being able to read and kind of like overcoming it, and my dyslexia story, please leave a comment below and like, and if you want to see more of me, please subscribe. See you next time, bye!